Welcome back. Fox 5 digging for answers after a D.C. family says their dog died in the care of the Life of Riley groomers in Adams Morgan earlier this month.
And the family says they took their dog to get its nails cut, but 30 minutes later, they learned the dog was dead. The grooming business says the dog died of a heat stroke. So are pet groomers in the DMV regulated? A big question tonight. Fox 5 Sierra Fox live in Arlington after finding out what people need to do and remember when they take the pets to the groomers. Sierra?
Marina and Jim, what I found out today is that pet groomers are completely unregulated. Yes, you heard me right. No states require any sort of license. And while that might come as a surprise to some, today I spoke with Happy Grooming, the owner here in Arlington, and she says she doesn't think groomers need a license.
I don't think they need one because it's just a piece of paper. To me, from my experience, I've seen tons of people who did not go to school but have so much of experience, 10, 20 years, who grooming like professional grooming and have like the show dog grooming that don't have the license.
Here's a look inside Happy Grooming in Arlington, Virginia today. And to be clear, customers we spoke with have great reviews, and the owner says they have never had any pet injuries or deaths as a result of their grooming. Here in Virginia, there are no formal requirements for dog groomers. Holding a license or certification is not required in Maryland either. However, some counties do regulate. For example, Montgomery County tells us groomers are required to have a commercial kennel license unless they are a mobile groomer traveling to people's homes. This is an annual license, and the facility must allow inspection by an animal services officer every year for renewal. And in the nation's capital, there are no mandatory regulations in place for groomers.
Scary thought. But to be honest, I didn't do the research either to figure out whether or not they actually did. I assumed they did, but it's good to know that they don't require it. However, I am really happy here. Happy Grooming has been quite diligent in doing what they promote that they do, which is take care of the doggies and groom them nicely.
PETA, the People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, says they get complaints of grooming abuse, accidents, and malfunctions weekly. That's why before taking your pet anywhere, they recommend you do the following to ensure your furry friend is safe. 1, find out if the groomer is a graduate of school or a training program and how many years of experience they have. Secondly, get a reference from clients. Third, make sure your pet is hand or air dried so they don't get stuck in a machine with the heat. And lastly, be direct. Ask if any animals have been injured or died in the salon's care.
If you can learn to groom your dog yourself, that's the very best way to make sure that your dog isn't harmed by someone else. If that's not an option, the next best possibility would be to have a mobile grooming service that will come do house calls, and you can have your animal groomed in your house in front of you. It's very important to always stay with your animal while they're being groomed or having any service performed, really.
She really wanted to stress that last part there. Stay with your pet if possible, because if the groomer doesn't want you there, then that could be a red flag. And just to be clear, just because a groomer doesn't have any sort of certificate, it doesn't mean they're bad at what they do, but it is good for pet owners to be aware.